Loving Shin in the Gambadi Sangye Shindu Mikde Shinla Chuparsho Idam Guru Radha Mandala Kanyatayami Chudan Soki Chonamla Changchu Bardu Dagni Kapsuchi Daki Chenyen Gipe Sonam Gi Jola Penchir Sangye Drupar Sho Chudan Soki Chonam La Changchu Bardu Dagni Kapsuchi Daki Chenyen Gipe Sonam Gi Jola Penchir Sangye Drupar Sho Chudan Soki Chonam La Chanchu Bardu Dagni Kapsuchi Daki Chenyen Gibe Sunam Ki Jola Penchir Sangye Drupar Sho Giddy Smogity. Quiz time.
Alright. Homework number 1. Since your lifetime is precious and you don't know when you will use it up. Also, your ability to study Tibetan is getting worse and worse.
You can tell us that.
Right. Answer this question in Tibetan.
According to Buddhism, what are the 4 qualities of a book worth your time? In Chinese?
Niga.
In English?
As a subject?
Yeah.
Subject matter.
Yeah, subject matter.
Yeah, a meaningful subject matter.
Purpose.
Pure and impure.
Yeah, short-term and long-term.
Long-term purpose, and the that connect.
Yeah, cool.
Connection of each of the 3 to the other, right?
Yeah. Precious 3. That sounds like a Chinese translation of English. Precious 3.
Sambao.
Question number 2. How does a great commentator, Cholinama, who helps Nagarjuna fly to the west of the modern world, explain why the master Vasubandhu himself mentioned impure before pure?
Wow.
You're so poetic because you're
Sexy question.
because you're starting off impure and going to pure.
Yeah.
Why am I?
Oh, in terms of time. You are not enlightened before you get enlightened.
Every question reminds me of donuts.
Yeah, it's weird.
Don't do it, Baba.
According to the Abhidharma school, what's the only thing that is pure? First part of
knowledge and unstained wisdom.
The path.
The path, the truth of path. Yeah. If so, what do you say about the sense power of an arhat? Is it pure or not?
What do we say, or what is the text?
According to this answer, what do you?
Oh. Well, impure. Yeah.
Impure. Yeah.
That's an.
That's what I thought.
Oh.
Because it's not the direct perception.
So then, when you reach nirvana with nothing left over, you get rid of
All 6 sense powers? Sense powers. Sense powers, sorry.
sense power. Yeah.
How many
Any
sense powers are there?
Oh. Yeah.
How many?
7 or 8.
Sorry?
6.
6. So the 6. So what are the 5 that are not physical? What's the one that's not physical?
Understanding. This is saying consciousness.
Sense power. Oh, physical sense power is 5.
You said there's 6. What's the 6?
I correct myself.
Oh, then I quit. Stop.
Let's say physical sense power, though.
Yeah.
Which
Right.
This one right here? Oh, yeah.
Okay. Any objection?
Not anymore.
No objection.
I'll tell you when I get there. Yeah.
3 words.
Sure. Clean up. Clean up.
Yeah.
Sweep
Wipe
away.
them out.
Sweep.
Little pat.
Keto.
Tip up. The collectors.
Cool. Dupapo.
Charles, connection.
Connection.
Oh, cool.
Yay. Finished. Oh, one more.
Contaminated and pure.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Contaminated and pure.
Okay, good.
Contaminated and uncontaminated.
Right.
Okay, good.
More correctly, yeah.
Anyway, that's
Oh
it.
no,
Yeah.
take down there.
I'm finished.
Okay.
I got it. I got the plane. I thought you guys might like to see this thing.
You haven't taken this.
He's got it.
Oh, yeah.
He's on it. Ah, you're right. I would like to watch it.
Fancy language.
Buddha's language. So Buddha.
Pure, impure. I mean,
Anasrava?
yeah, impure.
Margarita. Sanskarta and margarita.
Impure dharmas.
Yeah, it does start with impure, even in the Sanskrit. So asrava, long A, means very contaminated. Asrava, like acharya. Okay. So sa means with, having. Demba. So sa che. The sa is the che. Then asrava is sakpa. So sa asrava means stained things, impure things, and unasrava, not having, like anathema or apolitical or stuff like that. Anatman. Okay. Okay. So generally the privative A, not agnostic, apathetic, means not.
I never heard that word before, but I like
Yeah, but before a consonant, there has to be an N to separate them. Unasrava.
Just like English is an and.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Tony Lama's analysis does apply even to the Sanskrit because what comes first? Impure does comes first even in the Sanskrit. Okay, got it? Then all of the Sanskrtas, all the things which are produced,
All the things that are put together.
duce, throw out marga,
The path.
except for the path, are sasrava. They are impure, and the pure things. Anyway, Lama Topi Dictionary, Sakche Kancha Dedala. Why are they called impure? Because with them, Yasmat can spread asravas.
the samana value, the all-pervasive.
Things can spread with them,
Cool.
Right.
either through.
See, looking at them or associating with them.
Yeah, good. Okay, so we'll get there. We asked them to input this, by the way. They thought they had input, but they had only input a commentary. Okay, so we need to fix that stuff
They
up.
got it.
Yeah, good. They got it. Okay, where am I? Here we go.
This is the one you sent me the other day, right?
It is, yeah.
Version, okay.
It'd be so nice to have an input. It makes life so much easier.
That's right. I don't know how quick sound version is.
Okay, go, Stanley. Adam's got the plane.
Ngen tu zat chun be mi wan de zak che yin sak che yin kyang gong pam marin serna.
You guys translate it. You can do it.
Not done yet.
Some guy comes along and says,
Buddha are
listeners,
eyeballs.
my
Yeah, optic nerve. Optic nerve.
That
Is-
the eyeball, their
is
eyeball
impure.
is impure, but
It's still not a
thing eliminated on the path of situation.
good. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
The optic nerve of an arhat, lower arhat. We're still on the lower arhat's optic nerve. It is impure, but it's not something which should be eliminated by the path of habituation.
but isn't it?
This is kachik.
Oh,
By the way, we know from words text that this cannot be an Abhidharma position.
We know from
Very
words
quiet in the
cannot
room.
be an Abhidharma.
We know from words text that this Kachi guy cannot be an Abhidharma guy.
Right.
This Kachi. That would also be.
Because of the last part of the ten as opposed to the temba. I'm giving you so many
The
clues.
last part of the.
I'm talking about words class.
The bird.
The last part of the ten before the ten.
Oh, there's two seeds that infect
The last.
When you
part
say
of it.
10 versus temba, does that imply for 10 versus
Yeah, I
10?
didn't get that either.
Huh?
Which one is the
When
10 and
you
which
say
one's the
10,
10?
BR is the thing, is the seeds.
So you put
one of
red
them
10.
usually get a ba and the other one doesn't.
Yeah, always.
Which?
The seed is the B.
No, which one has the 5?
So 10 without bird 10, usually, which one?
You know the way I memorized it when I was a kid? The thing resting on the table is heavier than the table.
Sure.
That's how I
You
memorized
seem
it.
to be adding.
So BRTEN is the seed resting on the foundation, and RTEN without the B, lighter.
Right.
Do both
Is the
have a
you seem to
pose?
be adding a ba particle.
Oh yeah, ten temba. Yeah, we do say that.
Which
To
one's
which?
Tempa?
The seed is temba.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the pop.
So
I'm sorry.
So the one on top is huge.
It's big, much bigger. Yeah.
Much bigger.
But let's get back to the point. What was the last thing before we got to the second half of foundation consciousness?
Last thing before we got to the second half of
It was when does kunchi end?
Right.
When does the flow stop?
Right. So this guy's not Abhidharmist because this thing, of course, would be eliminated during the path of habituation because it ends
Oh, I'll kiss you.
with all the other things.
I knew you were going to the right place. Did you get it?
No, really.
If you say something is gompang, it must be that which ends when the arhat goes out of existence. You see what I mean? 30 things which are eliminated by the path of habituation happen just before the guy blinks out. Body and mind ginche. Say pemrik. Ginche. Body and mind discontinue. Blink out. Blink out body and mind. Okay? So gompang must be something that got blinked out.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So in an Abhidharma school, gompang means something that blinked out just before he blinked out.
Right.
When they blinked out, he blinked out. Okay.
Yeah.
So in this school, can the arhat's optic nerve be a gompang?
Not according to, well,
Can it be a gompang?
yeah.
It must be a gompang. It must be a gompang.
The way his,
Because it's half of Pemrik.
yeah.
It's part of his physical body. In the Abhidharma school, if he achieves nirvana without remainder,
Yeah.
he's got to lose his optic nerve.
Uh-huh.
So it's got to be a gompang.
Yeah.
And the Kachik is saying it's not a gompang.
Right.
It's sakche,
Right.
but it's not a gompang.
Maybe some problem with remainder.
Okay, got it? Which is wrong according to the wrong Luke.
Right.
Okay, in this hat, Stanley's hat,
Yeah.
Stanley hat.
Yeah.
Okay, Daichi Chen. Now, don't read. Think if you're going to go up or down first. You see a tail coming? Just pick your nose for a minute. Am I going to go up or down on this? Make that decision before you start reading. Once you start reading, it's too late. You go,
Cough.
It's going down.
We're all joking.
Who's saying shit?
I'm not joking.
By the way, if we're responding to him, right? It's us responding to him. We have to be sarcastic. Sarcastic goes up. Yinbata?
Sarcastic.
I'm sorry. It's not sarcastic. We are saying we believe. Yeah. Okay. Daichi Chen, Gompang, Yinba,
Tell.
Tao? Yinba Tao?
Yes.
Of course you get rid of it.
Yeah, of course you get rid of it when you reach the path of habituation. Because,
Su Chen Ki
Adam, you got the plan.
Su Chen Ki Kam Supo Kam
Chupo.
Chupo Kam Rum Yimbeche.
Give me a more sexy Yimbicha.
Yimbeche.
Good, nice. Yimbicha. Okay, good.
Very good.
Daichi Chen, what's the Chichen?
The optic
The optic nerve of the arhat, lower arhat. Gompa Yimbatao?
It is so something.
Yes, it is something you eliminate when you reach the path of seeing because it's one of the 10 physical parts to him.
Yeah.
It's one of the 10 physical parts to him.
All right, I'll ask.
Out of the 18, I'll make it easy.
Okay.
Out of the 18,
Okay.
it's one of the 10 physical parts.
18 doctors?
Yeah, meaning the 5 physical objects and the 5 physical sense parts, the seats of the senses, not the consciousnesses. Okay. So,
is actually the optic.
yeah, that's why we were talking about the optic nerve.
Okay.
Okay, because in this system, when you reach arhat, you lose all 10 physical components of a human being. What are the 8 non-physical components?
That's the sense. The sense.
Nam she tsok juk. Take his tsok dun and cut off nyinyi.
Right. The 6.
Nam she tsok juk.
All
The 6 consciousnesses.
Yeah.
6 consciousness.
Seems like we need
And
2
then the
more.
mental power,
Yeah,
the mental power, and
right.
the mental.
Yeah, the mental power and the
Yeah.
mental object, which is called dharma dhatu. Okay.
Just those 2 are the Dharma Dhatu, or all 10 of those?
The object
Dharma Dhatu.
the object is called dharma dhatu.
Just the object is Dharma Dhatu. Okay.
Well, if you really want to get technical, dharma dhatu is all the namshe tsok juk and its objects of the moment before. So,
Okay.
which means you're always a moment behind.
Right.
The witness mind is always a moment behind. Yiki number shepa. It's always in the Abhidharma system. It's always a moment behind.
Right. Okay.
And what it sees is everything else.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, Nechi Chen Gomba Yamata. It must be because it's one of the 10 physical things. Just because it's one of the 10 physical things doesn't mean you have to get rid of it at the path of habituation. Hyapte. Keep going.
대중단 믹서기 남새기 감나 라검판 비캬 베지
Cabbage.
cabbage.
Okay. Just because it's one of the 10 physical thingamajiggies doesn't mean it's a gompang. Doesn't mean you get rid of it when you reach the path of habituation. Why? Because those 10, along with another 5, which are what? The 5 behind them.
Yeah.
Okay, you got 4 Sukjati Richa, you got Migna Nawa Chenlu, the Heart Sutra stuff, right? And even the 5 consciousness focusing on those, through those 10, okay, they're all Gompang. 15 Gompangs.
Wow.
Okay. What's only 3 that aren't Gompangs?
The Dharma Dhatu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Things you think about, the ability to think about them, and watching the ability to think about them. Okay? Only those 3 are not Gompangs. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
So, if 15 are Gompangs, then the 10 which are in the 15 are Gompangs. Give me a break. Okay? Then he says, I still don't agree. Then we pull out the big guns. Pull out the big gun. Bum, ba, 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 Zhenlang Sun.
The town Jawa Chuni Jawa
Critically.
Chuni Gombe Pang Jaing
Pang.
Bang
Not pang.
Bang.
Yeah. Pang means your lap. Pang means get rid of. Don't make a mistake. Pang.
Bang Bang Jaing Na Yang She Song Beche.
Pretty elegant way to respond.
Yeah. So to shut the guy up, he does the ultimate shutter-upper.
Which just gives him the next verse.
He quotes the Abhidharma quote. It's not the next verse, I just put it in here for you. Okay, from my ancient translation.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Chuni gombe panja yin ngayang. Okay, it's 1.5 lines in the Abhidharma kosha. 2 are eliminated by the path of sin. And the other 5 are also. Okay, he's setting them. And it's from it's 150, it's 159th and half of the 160th line in English. Okay, so I went and got it for you. When you quote Abhidharma to people, the only people who know about the Abhidharma like to see chapter and verse number. They don't like to see just page number. So it's a little more work for us because our database is set up by page number. See what I mean? So that's why I use my translation, because I put in the line numbers.
Chapter and verse.
So
But
it's
then okay.
verse numbers are not in the Sanskrit order Tibetan.
These are line numbers.
Well, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Nope.
He does.
Oh.
See, on the edge. Okay? But it's of the Sanskrit. Thank you very much.
The compiler.
I was just thinking about that. Da chang shi tabu.
No, the horse.
Like the horse who knows its rider's thoughts. The horse turns before the rider can can move their hands. Okay, yeah, he did put verse numbers. Okay, anyway, I thought that'll help you do your footnote.
Make you look up the Tibetan.
Now, this is a little controversial. Brigitte has the plane. Sunam la. No, pay attention and try to correct him, okay?
Kachi.
If you're really smart, if you're really compassionate, you'll say something wrong.
I am.
Bang.
Just to see if she's listening.
It's coming. Kachi. De pan.
Pang,
Bang.
pang,
Bang.
pang.
Bang.
Pang means lap. Pang means get rid of.
De bang. Cha yin bat. Tel.
We've developed a third tone.
Go down. Taro. Go down. Yimbatao.
Yin bat tel. Yin bat tel.
You know, go one way or the other and you got a 50% chance.
Gong. Bang. Yin be che. Lam. Lama kat wo. Kawo. Lama kawo. Kawo.
Generally, Bo is wo, like sosoke wo in non-Arya, right? But when it's a terminator, it's bo. Makebo. Makebo. When it's when it stops a sentence, it's bo. Okay. Kachi. Te pangja yimba tao. So are you telling me the optic nerve of an arhat on the lower way is something to be given up? Why? Because it's given up by the path of habituation. And we say makyat.
What?
This is that argument about the rope and the roots. Rope and the roots argument. You know. It's useful to have infected senses so you can get to nirvana. You see what I mean? We had the discussion downstairs. Okay. Yeah, not everything eliminated by the paths of seeing and habituation is something that we want to, right now, get rid of. It's useful to have an eye to read books until you can reach nirvana. You see what I mean?
No, he doesn't list them like that. He just goes on to another kachik immediately.
Yep, he does. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
But this argument comes pretty repeatedly in this book and Sugeng's book.
Are we? We're not just arguing now exactly the opposite of what we just said. Like, how is this not? Didn't we just say it was?
It's a gom glam ki pangja, gom lam ki pangja, but it's not a pangja.
What on earth?
It's a precious human rebirth, please.
Oh, pardon me.
You see what I mean? In the end, you have to. The precious human rebirth is just another kind of samsara, but it's precious because it can get you beyond rebirth.
Yeah. So he's just qualifying his assertion that it is something to be.
He's just being cute. He's just being cute. Gom pang yin, pang jam man. Okay.
Just
That's the same thing we had about gewa. Right? Is gewa pangja?
eventually.
Eventually, yeah, but right now you need it to get there.
Yeah.
That's all. Same argument. Okay, let it go. Don't take it too seriously.
Don't run out and kill yourself.
Okay. Adam has the plane.
Gotta get rid of this
Pull
thing.
out your eyeball.
Ta chick dear kang la nickname. Nickname.
It's just so fun.
1960.
Sapat keru de sache kidung in kidung in serna.
Serna.
Oh, serna.
Okay.
Okay.
He doesn't say definition, but he kind of means definition. What the word impure means here, sakchekidun. What the word impure means here is that if you focus on it, if you look at it, it causes you to have sakpas. Sakpas will grow in your mind. That's the definition of sakche.
Okay.
Okay, the definition of impure is something that if you look at it, you're going to get sakpas in your mind. You're going to get impurities in your mind.
According to this kachi.
According to this kangchi. And that's the first of the two methods of sakpa, right? By focusing on,
Right.
as opposed to
Association.
by association mentally. Okay, got it?
That's true.
So it's not far off, but we're going to take a counterexample.
Right.
What's the counterexample? What should the counterexample taste like?
It should be.
It is something you.
Look at
Focus on, yeah.
It is something you can get.
Contaminated.
Impure.
by
You can get impure thoughts about, but it's definitely not
Sapa.
impure. It's sakche. It's not impure.
Contaminated.
Okay, let's say it again. A good counterexample here should be something you can focus on, and something which would help,
File your mind.
which would help impurities grow in your mind, but which by itself is not impure. That would be a good counterexample here.
Sure would.
Okay, we're looking for something that's pure, but something that when you focus on it, it's possible you could have impure thoughts. The classic example, by the way, is Devadatta's opinion of the Buddha.
All right, because he was looking at the Buddha.
He's looking at a pure thing,
Yeah, but he's all messed up. Yeah, he's getting. He's getting.
and he's having impure thoughts. Impure thoughts are being triggered by a pure thing. So you got to be careful when you define impurity as that which grows from looking on it. That which causes impurity by being looked upon. Because then the Buddha is impure.
Well, is the Buddha a caused thing?
Well, that's another debate. I'm not going there. Which part? Which
He's
part?
looking at his body, so is the Buddha's body a caused thing?
Yeah, you can say that.
And so the Buddha's body is the path.
Well, he's going to do that one later.
All right.
Okay, it's coming.
Yeah, good call.
Okay, dear Kala Migne, anything that when you focus on it can rung, okay, cause impurities to arise in your mind. That's the meaning of impure. Okay. Then our counterexample. I was trying to set you up for the counterexample. Goklam.
The two paths where you
Yeah.
remove stuff? Presume? No? All right.
The third path then?
Goklam is an abbreviation for.
I was hoping it'd be the two. I was hoping it'd be seeing and habituation.
Yeah,
Gok.
Oh.
cessation.
Gokpa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cessation and.
Third truth.
Yeah, good. Third and fourth truth.
Third and fourth truth.
He didn't say truth number 3 and truth number 4. Truth of cessation and the truth of the path. He just said truth path,
Right.
Truth path.
Meaning the
which
latter-
means let's take the third and fourth
the
truth.
enlightened side of the four truths.
Yeah, good. The Namjang Choki Chu among the four. What's the other one? Kune Nyomogi Choki Chu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Contaminated.
Let's take those two. It's a counterexample, right? Sakche Yimbar,
It's over here.
Oh, I guess.
up or down? Yeah, you telling me they're impure? Are you telling me the third and fourth truths are impure? Why? Kula,
It
Migne,
focuses
when you focus on them, kyo, it, them, kyo, okay, it is possible to get sakpas in your mind.
Right.
Who can focus?
He's gonna-
Who even is qualified to focus on those?
I don't know, somebody's in this class, we are talking for hours about Gopa and Lam, and they get bored.
So if you focus on your cockamamie conception,
And they're like, oh man, this is stupid stuff. It's possible to focus on them and get stupid thoughts.
Okay.
It is possible. That how? Okay, all right, got it? That how? The guy says, somebody says it's not possible to focus on the second two truths and have dirty thoughts or have impure thoughts arise by focusing on them.
Right.
Somebody says, like Ben Kramer. Then our answer is, Gopa.
It is possible, actually. You're supposed to read Stanley.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Okay, that how? Yeah, it is possible.
Gopa la nipa tang nam la mikpe gopa tam nam tu
Lam Tombang.
yobeche
Yubeche. Give me that sexy Yubeche.
yobeche
Okay. That how? Yes, it is possible to focus on the third and fourth aspect, third and fourth truth, and get sakpas kiawa in your mind, to have impurities arise in your mind, because there is such a thing as Gopa Tombang and Lam Tombang. Okay, so each of the four truths has a Tombang attached to it in the Abhidharma system. There's a Dungyal Tombang, there's a Kunjung Tombang, there's a Gopa Tombang, and there's a Lam Tombang. Okay?
16 aspects?
Yeah, refers to the 16 aspects. It's possible. There are parts of the path of seeing which relate to the truth of suffering that are eliminated by the path of seeing. There are thoughts about the truth of the source which are eliminated by the path of seeing. There are things concerning the end of the pain, that are eliminated by the path of seeing, and there are aspects concerning the path to the end of pain which are eliminated by the path of seeing. Okay. And if you were at the last Lamrim retreat, you know what they are, and I don't have to explain them. There's 16. So your lack of understanding about 16 different things. For example, the value of a Buddha statue. Okay, and Arya really appreciates a Buddha statue more than a non-Arya, because they know that the person depicted is real. They're sure that the person depicted is real because they saw them. Okay, like when they look at this, they don't feel like other people feel about it, because they know that that's a photograph and not an image. That's a photograph and not a sculpture. There was such a person. They know it in a way that other people can't know it. Okay? Got it? So they have eliminated an idea about Gopa, which was wrong. Thinking that this picture of a person who's achieved Gopa is not a photo. They've eliminated that. They can never have that again. And that's called Gokbe Dembe Tombang, an aspect of the truth of cessation, which is given up when you see emptiness directly. Path of seeing. Okay, got it?
Yeah. Cool.
There's aspects in the 16 things we covered in the Lamrim course that you can never think again. You can never look at an image and believe it's not a real person, an image of a person who's real. You can never do that again. So that's called Gopa Tombang. Got it? Okay, so it is possible to have things which must be eliminated that relate to the path, to the truth of the end of pain. It is possible that there are elements related to the truth of the end of pain that are eliminated when you see, they wouldn't say emptiness, they'd say anatman, no self-nature directly.
Related to the truth of pain in the sense of related to the way that you see the truth.
Yeah, I mean, it's all kind of fishy.
Yeah, but okay.
Sorry.
No, just to be clear.
But, so it is possible that you tell someone, this thing is not a statue. This is an image of a being who really exists. And someone could say, no, then they have a
Impurity.
Gok Lam Tong Bang.
Yeah.
They have Gok Den Tong Bang, sorry. They have Gok Den Tong Bang.
Yeah.
They have a wrong idea about the path of, about the truth of the cessation, which they will eliminate once they see, once they reach the path of seeing. Okay, got it? So it is possible to look at that and have wrong ideas grow in your mind, which will be eliminated at the path of seeing.
Cool.
Okay? That's difficult. This part of Abhidharma is difficult. Okay, the Tao. Gopala mikpa dan lam la mikpa gopa dan lam tombang yubeche. There are aspects of, there are things which are eliminated by the path of seeing, relating to the path of to the truth of cessation, and relating to the truth of the path. Okay, got it? Therefore, you can look at a pure thing and have impure thoughts arise, but that doesn't mean that's an impure thing. Okay, got it? That's all. That's all.
And that's true
Okay.
because even our very text says.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Tao Sawa Gokam Sawa Gokam Nantung Bang Jawa.
Good, nice shade. Your shades are really good.
Soksum Beche.
Okay, good. Then he quotes the root text where it says Gokdan Lam Tong Bang Jawa. Gokdan Lam Tong Bang Jawa. Gokdan Lam Tong Bang Jawa. And I went and got it for you. It doesn't happen till the 5th chapter. And this is an objection that I have to the way Abhidharma is taught traditionally. They start with many subjects that don't come for years. You know, they start, this is 5th chapter. That's a long way away. He's proving something in the beginning of the 1st chapter. We just started the book last week. And he's using the 5th chapter to prove something. So how can the student understand what the 5th chapter says? You know, it's unfair, in my opinion. And because I was so frustrated when I was getting hit with all these things, and they're not going to come for 3 years. Okay.
But why is it more fair to quote some other book that he also doesn't know?
yeah. Anyway, seeing succession or path. Okay.
At least you know he has to accept this book because he's studying it.
Yeah, and then I gave you a little bit of the First Dalai Lama's commentary so you could appreciate it. 6 have objects which are without stain, for they are focused on the truth of cessation. Okay?
Yeah.
And they are eliminated by seeing. Okay? Anyway. If you Dharna means if you agree that the truth, the second 2 truths, the end of suffering and the path to the end of suffering, if you agree that they are sakche, go.
Then meet Shuchen Kyunlan Mik Ne Sapa Gebar Yu Ba Gewata Sakche Yimbeche.
Okay, Dharna, if you say that the truth of the end of suffering and the truth of the path to the end of suffering are impure, just because when you look at them, impurities could arise in your mind. Kyewa, okay? Then let's consider those 2 again. The last 2 truths. Kyula Migne Sapa Gebat Kyowata. Are you telling me that when you focus on them, the impurities in your mind get worse? Spread. Multiply. Why? Because they're sakche. That means Rangluk believes that to really be impure, it has to be something that if you focus on it, it's not just that impure thoughts arise, but that they multiply. Got it?
Yeah. Okay, technical.
Okay, got it?
Yeah.
In the Rangluk,
Yeah.
it's not enough that you can have a bad thought about it. You have to keep having bad thoughts about it. It has to spread bad thoughts in your mind. Then it's sakche.
And doesn't that work in the Sanskrit? Because the word means like.
Yeah, srava. Yeah.
Well, why?
To sprint.
I mean, why should my looking and misunderstanding this statue not be something that could spread? Like, if I can look at truths,
Yeah. Okay.
they spread also.
Probably. Okay. Sakchi and Bichu. Then he said they do spread.
Yeah.
Okay. The other guy said they do spread, but they do spread.
Yeah.
The thoughts do spread. Then he says.
Agree to that.
Because the Rangjiao, the auto commentary says, Deni la gepa mingyure, things don't spread with these two.
Yeah.
What two?
The path thing.
The last two truths.
The
last two
last
truths.
two truths.
The auto comment. See, doesn't prove it by logic. He just goes to a book.
Good call.
Okay, they don't spread. Okay, wrong ideas don't spread with regard to the last two truths. Therefore, it is not necessarily the case that they are sakche.
And that leads me to think that our understanding of the difference between getting an affliction and having our affliction spread is still weak. Like we're still
Yeah.
the difference between them.
Yeah, and it'll come.
Yeah.
It's coming. We're just starting, really. We're just starting. His book will take 8 volumes, I think, if I remember, or 4 volumes. I don't remember.
Pages.
Don't even worry about the pages.
17.
No, multiply the total pages times 5.
500 pages each.
4 minutes each.
Generally, if you want the English pages, multiply the Tibetan by 5. And I think it's face by 5. No, page.
Whatever the
2
number is,
faces
we don't
times
have time to
5.
go look.
Maybe we do. Let me see.
But it varies, obviously.
Your book is.
A measly.
It's a big one.
It's 200 times 5, 1,000 pages total in English.
Oh, that's a little bit.
Yeah.
Stanley Bondage.
He's already up to 200 pages, so it's not, it's not totally out of the question. You will have time to, look at another book when you're 85. Briefly. Okay, here. How much time we got left?
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
5.
What is this?
Oh, I went and got you the quotation from the auto commentary.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's nice.
Cool.
Okay.
Matches.
Statue.
And yeah, it matches. It's always good to go see if it matches what the guy claimed it matches. So we should see Talwa. Let's see. Here it is, Talwa Meadow. Okay. Deni la Gepem and Giwe, because impurities don't multiply with them, it's not necessary the case that these two are sakche. Okay? Let's do one sentence of Rangluk so we feel like we know something.
Cool.
Okay, it's not. He hasn't been easy on us. Okay, as I say, it's a custom in Abhidharma to use information that comes much later, and to act like the student should have known it, which is impossible. Okay, go ahead.
Ranukni Nikta Tansun Ten Kang Rungi Gone Sakpan Nyomon Niet
Gengyur.
There's such a key don't yinde.
Good. Notice he didn't say tsenyi. So he's saying it's a descriptive statement and not a definitive statement. So the general meaning of impure is either through the process of focusing or through the process of being linked mentally. Either way, the impurity, meaning nyomo. He gave us a very valuable appositive. Very valuable appositive. To me, sakpa, asrava, means negative emotion.
Will spread.
Okay? Will spread.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. Ge parngyur. Will spread. And that's almost his definition of sakche. Rangluk.
What was the word Kachik used for like inciting or triggering a mental affliction instead of spreading?
KJ?
No.
Kewa.
Kewa.
Yeah.
Kewa.
He just said
rise
kewa.
to-
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he says, Sache kanche daida lasana kundu gepa gyur. That's going to come in a few verses. Sache kanche, we call it impure. Why? Daida la, because towards them, saknam, negative emotions, kundu gepa gyur, they will spread. And that makes kewa. It means if it's just kewa, it doesn't qualify as sakche. If you just get some negative emotions about it, it's not enough for it to be sakche. They have to get worse.
Yeah.
So we need
They
to
have to
know
multiply in your mind.
why a thing that Gade would kepa and why a thing that Gade would.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
We need to know if a thing arises, what would or wouldn't.
So this Rangluk would say you could look at a Buddha, for example. You can get a negative emotion, but you can't sustain a negative emotion.
Hopefully,
And Devadatta didn't.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's good to know. But with
We'll get there.
spreading also.
Huh?
But
Hopefully, we'll find out.
yeah.
Which is,
The
yeah.
next exciting adventure of Stanley Bondu.
In the next adventure of Stanley Bandhu.
Revenge is 4, right?
You're not gonna say Vasu Chen?
Vasu Chindu?
I thought the rain to it.
Sashi.
Buki Joshi Metotam Rira Bingshi Nyende Genpadi Sangye Shindu Nikte Uagi Joku Nanda Shingla Chupasho Idam Guru Rana Mandala Kanya Tayami
Kewa.
Di Keo Kun Sanam Yeshe Sozo Shing Sanam Yeshe Lechungwe Tamba Kuni Toba Sho Shoguri